Fish on. Feels bigger than that first one for sure. Yeah. All right, well, back out here on open water, hoping to get some ice soon, but making the best of this, open water January. This lake's usually not accessible this time of year, so that's a bonus. I am out here with intention to do a lot of jigging, but it's just a little bit too windy. As I get over to this south shoreline, I'm thinking I have a little more protection from the wind, and I may be able to do some jigging. But for now, I'm just trolling a single rod. A lot of times when it's windy, I won't put out a second rod because it's just too hard to control the kayak. And especially with these big lake trout, I just end up getting tangled like crazy. So we're just going to troll this single rod for now. Try to tuck up out of the wind a little bit and see what we can catch. So hopefully some fish to come. All right, so the wind has settled down. So we're going to try to do a little bit of jigging. I'm still fighting the wind a little bit. But we'll see if we can't get on something. So I just had a mark. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So I'm just kind of cruising along some different structures. So when I'm jigging, even though this fish finder doesn't have structure, I have that app that I've shown in other videos, and then I use my fish finder to just follow structure and go up over ridges and look for peaks, anything like that. And usually that's where I'm finding the Lakers. So this one, it was playing a little bit, but it kind of looked at it and skedaddled. The last time I was out, that was mostly what they were doing. But we're going to keep trying to get this one to play ball. So something that I try to do is vary my jigging pattern and speed. So I'll do little quick bumps, sometimes slow rises and falls. And then of course the big strokes. I found typically with the Lakers that the less aggressive is usually a little better. Sometimes you can get them to come in really jigging aggressively, but usually that isn't the best method for me. It's kind of a more subtle approach. So you just have to try lots of different stuff, and you hope that you'll figure out what works. It's really cold today, so I may go back to trolling just simply because it produces more heat and keeps me from getting cold. I've only been jigging for just 10 or 15 minutes now, and my toes are already starting to get a little bit cold. So I really want to jig for a while, but we'll just kind of play it by ear and see what happens. All right, so you got another mark. I think there's actually two of them. Another hard thing with jigging today is it is so cold, my eyelets are just freezing up like crazy. And of course that makes the descent of that jig a little slower. The other thing to note is that my normal jigging rod, I think the reel is frozen. So I can't get it to it's got a thumb release. It's a casting reel, and it's not wanting to release and let line out. So I didn't mess with it or try to do anything. You know, I just switched over and put this spinning rod on. So typically what I'm looking for on jigging rods is, you know, something with fast action, and I use a medium to heavy. So this one is basically a bass rod. So laser SG1 speed stick, it's a fast action, and then medium heavy power, and it's a 7'3" in length. I do like a fairly long rod for jigging these Lakers. I feel like it gives me more leverage. And these fast actions, you know, they just have a really sensitive tip, and you're able to, you know, set the hook well and have good control when you're, you know, hooking into like a 15-20 pounder. This is a Fenwick Eagle. It's a medium action, medium weight, I believe, or a medium light. So medium fast action, actually, so a little bit better. And I think a medium lightweight. So I did downsize. A lot of times in this depth of water, I'll use 2+ ounces of weight, and just because this rod, I feel like I lose a lot of the sensitivity and feel, I downsized to a 1 ounce jig head. And I use 1 ounce jig heads a lot, but the 2 ounce, it's, you know, it gets down so quick. So when you're trying to, you know, get over these fish and then get down to them, it, you know, obviously is an advantage to have more weight. You can finesse the lighter weights a little bit better, but it's, you know, whatever you prefer. So usually the lightest I'd say I go is 3/4 of an ounce, and the heaviest I go is probably 3 ounces. So, all right, well, hopefully some fish to come. Come on. Had a few playing with it. There we go, fish. Oh, no. Oh. That was a horrible hook set. I didn't even deserve that fish. That was a little guy, for sure. Hopefully he didn't rip my tail off or pull the swim bait down. We'll see if we can get... I think they're grabbing the tail. That one for sure wasn't on the hook. All right, back on him. Okay, well, first fish on. This is on a Kraken's Call Bait Co. Swim bait. Some really cool ones that I just got from him. And they're really slender, super flexible, even in this crazy cold water, like it's 35-degree water. And I'm going to let him burp out a little so I don't have to descend him. And make sure. I've got a 1 ounce jig head that I got at Sportsman's Warehouse, just a lead jig head, and I've painted them myself. So I just painted these yesterday and cured them in a little toaster oven that I got at a thrift store. All right, we'll see if he's ready to go. Yeah, he looks like he'll do fine. Oh yeah, he's burping out. Okay. If I was gonna keep some to eat, this would be a great size. But I'm not. So we're gonna let him go. Oh, get out of there. So there we go. Little, probably 18-incher or so. Which in this lake I could keep a full limit under 20. Then there's that. It's got red head, white, that's a glow body. And then I just did that pink jig head yesterday. There's some more down there, so we're going to get him back in the water. And I'll just hook myself and get back to fishing. All right, I got a mark moving on it. They were both just unwavering for a little bit. And then now the one dropped to the bottom and the higher mark is kind of all over my jig, just tracking it perfect. So I do have the A scope feature on. I'm trying it out. I haven't used it much because I feel like I've gotten distracted. Oh, that'll work. I pulled it out of his mouth and then he came up for it. Oh no, did I lose him again? Oh my gosh. Tail, hitting the tail. We'll see if I can get him again. Oh, he's coming back up. If it didn't sting him, you know, if he's just getting the tail, I might get him again. He's back on it. We're at probably just a 65, 70 feet deep. Come on. He's still there. Huh. Yeah, he's still considering it. There we go. Fish on. Feels bigger than that first one for sure. Yeah. Well, that proves my theory wrong. Stacked. Well, it's still not very big, but at least bigger than the first one. But definitely a pile of fish in there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Through the jig. Well, sheesh. I'm going to reel up and check my swim bait. Make sure it's still looking good. And then reset. Fish on. All right, feels like kind of a small one again. It's pretty fast head shakes. Might be it might be a little bigger than the last one. I hope so. So I'll have to kind of watch and make sure, you know, I don't drift too far into this shore, because the wind's blowing me pretty fast now. Yeah, about like that other one. Huh, my net's froze solid. Oh, hold up. There we go. Right in the top of the mouth, just like we want. Oh, this one must be dead. All right. So that one hit really like as soon as I got it down to the bottom. on that same red and white jig head. Easy there, buddy. So, nice looking male. A little bigger than that last one, I'd say. Not a lot, but we'll take it. We'll get it back in the water. Yeah, I got a fish on. Alright, so I'm just trolling my way back, and I have a 4-inch lineman on this side, and I went ahead and threw a 2-inch on the inshore side, and oh, might have lost it. Either that or it's a little dinky guy. I think it's a dinky guy. Woo! Pretty fish, little one, but man. Fingers are a little too chilly to get that hook out without the hemostats. All right, so 2-inch chrome liminator and a pretty little rainbow. Off he goes. All right, we'll keep chugging on back. Maybe more fish to come. All right, well, I think that's going to do it. The wind died as soon as I got back to the boat dock, but it will make it easier, I guess, to get the kayak out of the water. And I hope you enjoyed this. Please comment if you have any questions. I appreciate the support. Please hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more of these. And we'll catch you later and fish on.